A very good morning to you. Welcome to the Morning Outlook Report. I'm Rachel Jones reporting live from Kalkine TV Sydney studios. Now, the Australian share market is set to rebound today. That was after diving lower in the afternoon session on Friday as all sectors closed the day in the red. According to the latest SBI futures, the ASX 200 is expected to open the day 68 points or 0.9% higher. At the end of Friday, the closing bell, the S&P ASX 200 was 1.4% or 107 points lower at 7,324. Over the week, it lost 1.3% or 92 points. The worst performing sector on Friday was real estate investment trust, down 2.6%. Communication services was down 2% as the second worst. And the sector with the fewest losses was healthcare, down 0.1%. The best performing stock on Friday was GUD Holdings. Their shares closed 6.9% higher. The worst performing stock in the S&P ASX 200 was Unibail Rodamco Westfield. Their shares closed 6.2% lower. And in local business news from this morning, Westpac have reported a cash profit of $5.35 billion for financial year 2021. It also announced a $3.5 billion off-market buyback. The company grew their Australian mortgage portfolio by 3% or $14.7 billion over the year, a significantly better performance than in 2020. Owner-occupied lending increased 9%. Consistent with increased liquidity in the market, total customer deposits were up 4% or $24.9 billion. Moving on, and AusNet has entered into a scheme implementation deed with Brookfield Highlights. Now, Brookfield is to acquire all the shares in AusNet for cash consideration by means of a scheme of arrangement. Brookfield's leading a consortium, which includes co-investors Sun Superannuation Fund, Alberta Investment Management Corporation, the Investment Management Corporation of Ontario, and Healthcare of Ontario Pension Plan. The scheme values AusNet at an equity value of $10.2 billion and an enterprise value of $17.8 billion. And Seven West Media has entered into an agreement to acquire the Prime Media Group with a bid price of $131.9 million. The bid represents a 57% premium to Prime Media's close on Friday. Seven West Chief Executive James Warburton says the acquisition means Seven West Media will become Australia's leading commercial premium broadcast, video and news network, with the potential to reach more than 90% of Australia's population each month. And Lendlease today announced the completion of the sale of its services business to ServiceStream, receiving the full sale price of $310 million. Well, now it's time for a very short break, but stay tuned for more news set to affect the trading day.
Hi there, James Preston for Kalkine TV. Are you into gaming and virtual reality? Does AI and the endless possibilities it entails capture your interest? Or are you constantly trawling through the web to try and discover the latest updates and innovations in the tech space? Well, let us do the work for you. From the latest product launches to shocking affairs on the World Wide Web, exclusive interviews and information about the top companies like Apple and Google to brand new tech startups vying for your attention. Kalkine's Tech Beat has the latest in what matters in the world of technology. Join me every single Thursday on The Tech Beat, exclusive to Kalkine TV.
And welcome back to the Morning Outlook Report. I'm Rachel Jones, live from Sydney for Kalkine TV. Now let's look over to America. On Friday, the Dow Jones rose 0.25%. The S&P 500 gained 0.19% and the Nasdaq added 0.33%. On the other hand, the MSCI World Equities Index dipped 0.25% to 745.08. European stocks closed 0.707% higher. That was after rebounding from losses early in the day's session. And with commodities, US crude prices rose. That was on expectations that the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, Russia and their allies, would maintain production cuts. Brent crude rose 6 cents to settle at $84.38. West Texas Intermediate crude rose 76 cents or 0.9% to $83.57. A surging US dollar weighed on the price of gold, with spot gold dropping 0.9% to $1,782.39 an ounce. US gold futures fell 1.3% to $1,783 an ounce. And lastly, let's look at some up-and-coming IPOs for today. Set to list at 11 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time is men's underwear retailer called Step One Clothing. They're followed at 12:30 today by financial services provider Judo Capital Holdings. Well, that's all for our Morning Outlook report here on Kalkine TV. Have a great day trading and stay tuned for more market updates and economic news live throughout the day. This is Rachel signing off for now.